Hey all, welcome back to some more Path of Exile. We are currently playing through the rest of Act 2? Act 2, finishing off these little missions. So what missions are here? Because it's been a little while. We've got the Lord's Labyrinth, which is solve all the trials of ascendancy to access the Lord's Labyrinth. The root of the problem: there is a large overgrown tree blocking the path into the Vile Ruins. Perhaps there will be a way you gain an entrance at a later time. And Sharp and Cruel. Silk found Malgaro's spike but lost it in the Weaver's chambers. Go there and recover it. That's the only one I know where it is, so that's a simple choice. I've just had a quick look through my skills to try and remember what they were, and... oh, hello. Is that giving me anything further? I do not think so. Oh.
Good to see you alive and well, Colour.
A lot of these people that I can level up around. No one are giving me quests, so we don't care. Oh. There's waypoints, isn't there? We shall use those. We shall make use. So yeah. It's been a little while since I played any Path of Exile. It's been a busy couple of weeks. Still just trying to figure out some of the final details for all this sort of shit. 2 months in. So, you know. You sort of want to get that shit figured out. Yeah, to be honest, I've not been particularly missing Path of Exile, and fuck me, this load's taken a long time. It's always, these sorts of games are the sort you sit down and go, I'm going to chill out for a few hours, and I think I've said this before, but I'm going to chill out for a little while. It's not something you necessarily spend your day thinking about doing, or I don't anyway. That's better. What level are we? We shall have a look. I'm quite enjoying this Archer character. She's alright. Range in these games is always enjoyable to some degree. Let's see if we can not have a nightmare against mummies this time, though. Eh? We seem to be decently levelled for where we are. 23, yeah, way over levelled. But I feel like completing all the quests at the moment. To be fair, I'd always rather there be more quests than you need in an area than not enough. Rather than not be looking for shit to do. Do you just... yeah, they explode. Yeah, they explode. It does make you question what's you wouldn't want to work for like a greater evil entity who was like, hey guys, there's a hero coming through the area, really need to stop her, you know, she's a good guy and all that shit. Okay, cool. How are you gonna make me do that? How are you gonna equip me for that? Are you gonna give me some kick-ass weapon? Nah, we're gonna get a group of you together and get you to explode on them. Cool. It sounds like right where I need to be at this moment in time. This shit looks interesting. I'm gonna... no. Stop it. What does it do?
The court of reckoning.
Anything?
We, the court of reckoning.
See, that reminds me of... here we go again. Diablo 2, where you'd get an area like this and you touch them in the right order and open up a waypoint to Tristram, I think.
Enslavement of eternal citizens. Torture of the innocent. Murder
Yeah.
of purity. For these most severe crimes, I do sentence Doedri Darktongue to burn at the stake till naught is left but ash. May her life serve as penance for the lives she has taken, and let purity sweep away the dust of her deeds.
I need to stop leaving it so long when I play this game. Okay, so this is... that's not where I want to go, is it? I sort of assume walking along here might show where I want to be. I wonder if the gem leveling up thing is just something to stop you giving really high level gems to a lower character. That has only just clicked with me, and that would be intelligent. So if I want to save something for a new character, you're better off leaving it level 1. If you want to use it straight away and it to be used to you, keep loading it up. See, we learn. We learn. That's what I've said it before, but it's what half of these games are. It's what half of what games are really, is a learning process. You know, it's picking up the mechanics and seeing how they interact together and how you can sort of use them to win. In this case, I'm going to freeze their fucking asses. And remember to use my speed boost. Definitely pick that up. I need to have a bit more of an idea about these currencies in this game. I've said this before, and it probably means that there's something less entertaining about watching this sort of shit. But I'm the sort of person who, instead of interacting with all the systems straight away in a game like this, because that costs materials, I will leave them to the last sort of moment. Let's do this. Very difficult. Yeah, I think we need to try and find some higher level shit, definitely. That's right, you just keep spawning in one at a time. That's absolutely perfect for me. We fell. No, I want the silver shit, yellow shit. Definitely. I've needed this after today. It's not been a particularly hard day, but I've done all the shit that I wanted to, and that's meant I've been busy on my feet all the time, so.
A loner to the end, I see.
How did I know she was going to attack me then? I did not trust her for 1 second. I wonder if this is a mission. I need to be using the puncture on her. I've done... why is this ringing bells to me? I've fought her before. Definitely. Okay, well that was very little use to me. Tell you what, I just need to get out of this fucking area. I've said it previously, but that sort of the difference between mobs and who they are. Just having dudes running at you the entire time gets not tedious. It's my own fault for playing in a certain way. Yeah. Giving it so much of a break between sessions that you sort of have to pick up again and almost repeat some little bits. I think this is where we want to be though, people. Ah, the Weaver's Chambers. This is definitely an area we want to be in. Let me guess, it's spider themed. There's always a fucking spider themed area. I always feel like you want to be equipped with something fire in these sort of places. I wonder when spiders became such a regular trope in fantasy. Was it sort of like D&D era? Oh, you can't step on the little ones. Highly important things. Diablo, you could do that. It's like the beginning enemy in all fantasy should definitely be rats. In my opinion. Unless one of the earlier combat encounters you're having is rats, then it's not a true... I don't know, I'm making such great statements. Just feels that way sometimes. Are these teleporting spiders? Or their attack allows them to jump on you? I suppose this is a game, it's hard to give you a sense of creepiness when you are powerful. And obviously I'm much higher level than what I need to be here, and perhaps if I came here at level 18 it would be a much creepier sort of area. Because I feel like this sort of area would be classed as, you know, trying to be quite creepy. Not classed as, but, you know, going for that. If you take into account like sort of the music and what's going on with the terrain. The fact it's very maze-like. But then you kind of negate from that when you're just absolutely stomping on everything that you see. Ba-ba-ba-bum. I wonder where the potion sort of system goes. This seems like a bad dude. Bad dad dude, like, but... See, I wonder, because obviously these games are fairly... There's a formula that's been established, and, you know, certain parameters of these are followed in a lot of ways, and I wonder what defines this as a sort of genre and what's necessary to make it work as a game in general. So obviously, like, I was just thinking, obviously I'm saying like this area is not that scary and it's not that creepy, and it's a game for, it's the same for a lot of looter games like this, you know. You're not in an area of you never find yourself in a position that's going to be overtly too difficult for you. You're either just going to die instantly or complete what you've got to do. And I suppose like a lot of horror is being put up against odds that you are going to struggle to succeed against. You know, there's no point of having something that looks very terrifying that you just destroy instantaneously. I suppose that only probably comes from playing far too many video games, because I remember like sort of the first Zelda shows my age. The first Zelda I was big into, Ocarina of Time, one of the early bosses, or the first boss in that game, is Goma. It's sort of spider-like creature, and I remember shitting myself on that boss when I was younger. She's not particularly difficult, she's the first fucking boss in the game. But I found her terrifying. I have to say that was a bit of a jump scare a little bit. But yeah, so yeah, that makes me question, you know, is it something with age you just sort of get used to a lot of the parameters that the game gives you, meaning that they're no longer as intense an experience as they once were? My whole point was, could you make a looty Diablo style game with a completely different focus? So not necessarily horror, but like a much more focus on something like difficulty. So like a Dark Souls or something like that. A lot more about progressing through the combat encounters in a lot slower pace. What do we get? Faster attack support. Oh, with faster attacks, and it's a support gem. Physical projectile support. So So what we got linked to shit? So we're getting a lot of different sort of, what's it called, so we could take something from there. So on our split arrow, which we're not using anymore, are we? We're using rain of arrows, really. So it doesn't matter if we buff that too much. But we could buff the puncture with that. That sounds good to me.
The tree that Yena calls Lorata.
The root of the problem. And it's about trees. Fantastic.
Greetings.
Is anything of use to me? 1818. Oh, 26.8, sorry. Yeah, they're better than that, but I've only got one slot. Scepter, don't care about. Doublet, don't care about. Increase stun duration. We'll have a look at that. Plus 9 strength, plus 22 maximum life, energy shield, stun block, flash recharge rate. Nah, I'll keep what I've got. We'll definitely take our level. I'm not sure what that was then, I'll just sort of skip through it.
Dream big, live big, Exile.
And the chest is down there. Right, I want to use that on my puncture. So that's a better DPS sort of attack. I mean, Eye Shot is useful to me. So if we get rid of the cold there and put in the Ice Shot, that'll get... I don't think it does get the benefit of that. Oh well, that'll do for now. And where have we got to go? Yeah, that's something else I was going to say actually. I'm changing up this particular thing, the playthroughs, yet again, I know. But release twice a week, I think, or thereabouts. But with a longer episode each time. Just means I can get the recording done in one sitting whenever I need to, which kind of suits what I'm doing at the moment in life. So, as I said before, we'll keep on changing things as we need to, keep updating things. See, combat, I assume right now we are in a higher area, higher leveled area. And some of the combat, as I said before, some of the combat in this game has been, you know, more intense. So where are we? Vol runes, level 20. Yeah, has been more difficult. And I always find that more entertaining. You know, you have to focus in a bit more. It's nice to be out of those fucking jungle though. I wonder if there's a speedrun of this game. Ah. Yeah, because I've seen speedruns of Diablo, which, again, my touchstone of the day, which involved sort of finding certain combination of items and weapons with certain characters to sell them off for a certain amount of money. So, like, certain things, even though they're not particularly high damage items, will have a greater value in the shops, which is important for some reason. I can't remember. I watched one of the speedruns, so I'm not fully versed in the ins and outs of that game. And I think it doesn't seem to be a widespread run game. I suppose if a game's as active as this in sort of production, then people are going to find it less entertaining to speedrun, because whatever worked before is going to stop working. That doesn't stop other games. I don't like those. I can't really see what the fuck they are, to be honest, but there we go. Pardon me. I wonder if I counted all the ruins I've ever explored in a video game, how many that would be. Because it seems to be a fairly common pastime. It's something that I do fairly frequently. I wonder which the first ever ruins I explored in a video games. As ruins go, these are alright ruins. I'd rate them 8 out of 10. Not the highest quality ruins, but you know. I feel like I'm where an old civilization might have worshipped some of their gods. By the way, I think I can't remember what the word for it is, but fuck's sake, I thought there was going to be something down here. Their version of ladder and this is now up, and I think this character is no longer a ladder character. But so be it. This is the way of things. They are fucking weird. Fair play. Good design. Or interesting design, anyway. I don't think I'm quite qualified to say if something's good or not. Not in that sense. I could say it's cohesive. Right. Feel like we might be getting to the end of this shit soon. It's always a good idea to go for these. Oh god. So, what do these do again? Yeah, it upgrades from normal weapon to a rare item, so... I always assume these things are going to be of much more use later on. Probably going to turn out something you have to grind for or something like that. These areas do seem fairly expansive. I suppose that's what you want to some degree. I should go back to where all this started and go back to the first Diablo at some point. I wonder how hard that is to get to run on modern PCs. Is it a DOS box situation or what? I'll have to look into that. Because it'd be interesting to see the heritage of this sort of game. I'm semi-aware of some of it, and obviously my touchstone, as I've said previously, is much more Diablo 2, because that's the one I spent all the time with when I was younger, so hence the incessant comparisons. But I know one's a very different game to that, and operates on quite a different level, you know. So it'd be interesting to see how, you know, what mechanics started there and what moved on from there. It's, you know, going back to old games, it's something that I have a mate who fucking despises them. You know, he's so used to the trappings of modern games and can only really go back as far as perhaps his childhood, but never before that. And I have this weird fascination with it because I think you can learn a lot from it, and there's something really interesting to see where, you know, the games that we play today came from. I want to check up here first before I leave it. Play the map, you know. I suppose that's the interesting thing to look at with these games, is what are they trying to convey to you? And I think it's a sense of adventure, and it's just another way of conveying that, and the combats that goes with it as well. They are action RPGs, and you know, and it comes from an area where it used to be ARPGs, CRPGs, and JRPGs maybe as well. I'm going to touch it. Definitely did the right thing there.
This shouldn't be happening. Not in the world I know.
Yeah, it's fine. I kind of like purple anyway. More forest. Okay, so we're coming to the end of this. Terrible darkness. I mean, it's a bit unattractive. It's a bit doom and gloomy, but just get some more lights. I don't know. Oh shit. Okay, if this is a symptom of the darkness, then I'm completely for getting rid of the darkness. It needs to go like now. So far, this area seems to be a greatest hits of what we've killed so far. Monkeys, spiders, lizardish things. Celestial. Nope. You're not getting a pronunciation out of me. Do we want to go in here? I think we do. Let's go have a look. 1 second. Back to it. Yeah, because I had there was a couple of fights ago, maybe the last video before, where I fought some mummies, and they completely destroyed me, and I was not the right level for it. And in other games, sort of say The Witcher or something like that, it wouldn't just be a case of having to go away and leveling to be better. It wouldn't be a case of the game periodically telling you you're better because it's characterizing your skill growing by giving you experience points and new skills and things like that. I know The Witcher does do that, but it'd be, I think fundamentally I'd probably find it more interesting if you changed that to be you got better at the game. You know, you had more mechanics that you could use to win the game. You had more systems that you could interact with to beat those things, instead of just having to go away and be like, right, once I'm a higher level I'll be able to do this, and right now it's just going to be something I have to skip over. That's probably something that I fundamentally don't like about these sorts of games. Don't get me wrong, leveling up systems, it obviously all stems from D&D, and it was a way to show progression within your characters and them getting better at what they do. Because how else are you going to show that in a pen and paper role-playing game? Because you've got to limit the player characters somehow, but whilst empowering them, and especially if they're spending long time within campaigns, they've got to you know, feel progression from that. It's not just story progression, but character progression. And I suppose that's stuck around in video games ever since, and there's various games ask you to try and do things in various ways, and games like this have you level up in a very traditional way, which is by telling you, oh, because you've fought various foes, your character is now more experienced, so can do more things. Which does make sense. But I like it when, perhaps a combination of when I figured out, yeah, I can do, oh, cool, always up for a new bow. When I figured out, oh, I can, my actual knowledge means I've got better at the game and can go further. Which I think is actually very rare in games, really. It's more artificial barriers. Sorry, I'm just rambling about various thoughts as they come to my head. About sort of game mechanics and stuff like that. It's part of the reason I wanted to do this channel, is to help me sort of learn how to break down my own thoughts and comprehend, sort of being a bit more critical when it came to games. In the past, I've only ever been able to do that in the pub. And that's just getting fucking unhealthy now. I do like these guys dropping out of the sky. Is there much in this area? This feels like a place I need to be. Dundim. Is there more? Yeah, I suppose leveling up and experience systems, there's nothing fundamentally wrong with them, and they do give you a sense of progression, something to work towards, and they do thematically and logically make sense a lot of the time. It just would have been cool if I could have gone away and got... basically what I broke it down to is it would have been cool if I could have gone away and got a new tool to confront that situation. But in reality, actually, me going away and leveling up is gaining new tools. It's just a different way. So, you know, it still logically makes sense. If you can't tell, it's getting quite late at night and I need to sleep. but recording takes priority sometimes. I don't think there's much in this area. Well, it was nice exploring.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Back to the northern forest. You do start to get into the zone. I know I've talked about this before, but just playing it for, what, the last 30 odd minutes, I'm back in the zone with this game. Oh, cool. Modifiers. I reckon this is where I need to be. This seems extra darknessy here. I can do that too, you know. Is this going to be a bit of a boss rush area by any chance? Yeah, I was trying to break down the other day what do I like about video games. I suppose everyone has that sort of semi-existential doubt thing when it comes to playing them. You know, it's been periods of my life where I've not played them at all, and there's been periods of my life where I've played them more. And I keep just falling back on a sense of progression, exploration and world a lot of the time. But I think as I've grown up, I no longer rely on those things as much and can sort of play anything and find value in a lot of things. But there will come occasional games now where I'm sort of almost adult enough to go, hang on, this just isn't for me. I don't mean that as any insult to the game. I can see the game's well crafted, I can see it's well made in a lot of ways, but this game just is not something I'm going to enjoy. And I've also become less apologetic for the things I do enjoy, and even just because you're less apologetic for something doesn't mean you can't be critical about it. It's like this game, I'm trying to break down what I enjoy and what I don't enjoy about it. It means I'm still critical of the game, but I can still just say, hey, I enjoy this game. What the fuck is this area? Ah, what? I'm not quite sure what these guys' deal is. I'm just going to kill them all and hope for the best. Seems to work. Ooh.
That would only slow me down.
What we got in here that's crap? You can go. Fair, you can go, because I'm not going to use either of you, and you take up less room. See? That's clever thunking. Oh, fuck off. I'm just going to run away from him now. Keep following that one edge of the world around. You will get there in the end. I suppose every final section of an act or a place should be a sort of greatest hits. I wonder if we go back to the town, they're going to tell me some shit that I need to know. Ah, yes. I should have perhaps done that a little while ago. You know, this darkness is kind of getting me down. Hi guys.
Nothing like this happens until you are here. Bring back the
Okay, I guess you.
You disappear into that vile ruin, and now the sky, the light, the very land limps as a...
Alright, Deckard Cain.
I dreamed this. A vast creature.
This twisting of our surroundings.
What has happened? Did the world not rise from...
Welcome. I will see you again.
For all of her strange...
Okay.
Hello.
You help us, and we help you.
Right, I want to find out what that is. 11 to 34, 12 to 36, 6% crit, 6.5%, attacks per second, 135, 136. Technically better. Well, we'll find out what the stats are first. +1 to level of socketed bow jams, adds 1 to 27 lightning damage, plus mana, stun. Okay, I suppose I can just do that. Ah. So that's actually better, that's doing a lot more elemental damage. If I do that... Yes, that's doing a multitude of elemental damage, so... Evasion to 88 and energy shield. Yeah, that seems agreeable. 1 second. That one. Yeah. Do you want to buy some shit off me? Right, that's back into the swing of things. I've got some free slots. No, I didn't. Right, yeah, I think that'll be enough. We fucked up the world, but we figured out how to stop it by going up here. So we're all good, we're off the hook, it's fine. But yeah, I'm going to call it there. It's going to be another one of these videos in 2 days' time. Thursday. It'll be out on Thursday. Did not look at my paper for that at all. Bye.